It's a really good and important question, and of course, I care hugely about poverty, whether it's the link with people's health, but also, and thinking for children, the connection between poverty and the opportunities that they get in their lives and the quality of life that they can look forward to. Um, but yes, to the question of the two-child benefits cap. I have opposed that, and Conservatives are opposing that because although, as you said, statistically, it looks like, oh, well, if you lift that, then you suddenly have many thousands of children lifted out of poverty. The
Mm.
reality is that we know that actually what makes the best and biggest difference to a child's chances in life is whether they've got a parent in work.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you can make the statistics look better, but are you really changing the circumstances of that child's uh, upbringing and the prospects for them of being able to do more with their life? And we know that the thing that really makes a difference is whether they've got a parent in work. And actually, lifting the two-child cap means that they're less likely to have a parent in work. And we know, and there's evidence from other countries, which is that by doing something like this, you will actually likely see some parents stop working. And so you won't still have that potential for children's lives to be improved by their having a parent in work. So actually, I don't see this extra 3 billion, a bit more than that, to be spent on children to lift the two-child cap as being the right answer to the problem of giving children a better chance in life.
What do you think of the argument that, a lot of these families, something like 69% of people on university are already working. So, you're not giving the money to people who are lying at home. It's money to help people who are already struggling with the cost of living, particularly over the last 2 or 3 years since energy, food bills have spiraled,
Mhm.
and and salaries have not increased at a similar rate.
Well, I think two things to that. So yes, it's true that many people on universal credit are working. I mean, that's the nature of the paper, and it was designed so that it wouldn't discourage work. So rather than it being, okay, you're in work, you don't get benefits. It's that
Mm.
the more you work, the less benefits you get, but trying to
Yeah.
reduce it at a rate that doesn't discourage work. But the fact is, actually, many of the people who are working, they're not working necessarily very many hours. Um, uh, so so that is one of the factors. Is actually somebody might only be working for, say, a couple of days a week. It's and there's a particular threshold that people talk about, the 16 hours threshold. So that's one factor there. The other thing is there are also families who are not receiving universal credit who are really struggling to pay their bills. And this is the problem that we've got to with our tax levels being so high, is you've got people who are not on very high incomes who are going to actually see themselves worse off from this budget, who are also going, well, can I afford, the children that I've got? Can I afford to have another child? Maybe they've got one child and they're considering, can they afford another? Or you've got a couple who might like to have a family going, we just can't afford
Yeah.
it. And we don't want to be people who are living off benefits. We want to be people who are paying our own way, and they're literally making the decision, and we cannot afford to have children. And so this system involves putting the taxes up to pay for those for people who are on benefits to get more, but then you'll have families who don't receive benefits going, literally, I can't afford to have any children. We don't want that to be the case.
No.
And so for me, it's not the right answer to improve children's life chances, and B, it's not fair on those people that you're asking to pay even more in. And you've got some extraordinary things where some of the figures that came from the Centre out for the Centre for Social Justice over the weekend, which is that in order to be on the equivalent income of a family, I think it was with three children receiving an income through benefits, you'd need to be earning £70,000. For a family of five, you'd be needing to be earning £90,000 to have the equivalent income. I mean,
Yeah.
this is just crazy.